Yes, indeed. It's good to be here. It's good to be surrounded by all these Latinos as well. I actually had to look up what Latino meant, because I wasn't sure if that was a broad term or if a Latino was a specific type of person. So I looked it up. And what I found out was that Latino is a broad term. So when I call my Mexican friend a Latino, that's perfectly okay. But if I call my Mexican friend a Cuban, that's not okay. Because if I call my Mexican friend a Cuban, he'll be at my doorstep like Scarface, ready to blow me away. And we don't want that to happen now, do we? But yes, indeed, it's good to be a Latino who's in 2015. And something that I thought was interesting is that I right now am in a Spanish class because I believe that in order to be Latin, there are two requirements. One, you have to be brown. And two, you have to speak Spanish. So I already got one half of that criteria already covered, so I just wanted to cover the rest of that ground. Because unlike a Latino that would be offended by calling them something different from their nationality, I'm just a black man or an African American or hazelnut or fresh vanilla. You can call me anything you want to. I'm still Keenan at the end of the day. But anyway, I'm in a Spanish class and there is this pregnant girl in my classroom. And now you might think, wow, like, why are you fascinated by this? Like, is this some strange, like, love interest that you have with this pregnant woman? No, I am not in love with this pregnant woman. But the thing that excites me the most whenever I come to class is knowing the fact that she is pregnant. Because my class is from 2 to 2:50, meaning that is prime time birthing session. Because think about it. She comes to class already having eaten like Chick-fil-A or something. But at the same time, I don't know how pregnancy works, but I assume like within like a 10 or to an hour time span, the baby itself also eats the Chick-fil-A. So inside of her, it's like eating like the little chips and those like delicious chicken nuggets. How come Chick-fil-A has the best chicken nuggets of all time? Just shout out to Chick-fil-A. It's a beautiful place. Yes, so I'm just hyped for her to get birth. Because I'm sure it'll happen and I want to be there and be ready. Because of the reason that I want to be ready is because I feel like I just have to be like, just like on guard. Like every time I'm in class, I'm watching her because it's so hyped. Like I take notes sometimes when she makes like a disgruntled face, like, ooh. But I feel like most of that is just because like we're learning a new language. Like of course why she would be uncomfortable. But I'm sure that also that means she could potentially get birth. So I'm in class waiting for the water to break, and I have my floaties on, ready to swim, and to get this baby. I'm ready for it. I know the baby's gonna come, I just need to be there. But this is also why I've been going to the gym lately. Yes, I've been going to the old gym. Who here knows what the rec center is? Yeah! You know what it is. So I've been going to the rec center because I feel like you have to be fit to deliver a baby. Just think about it. Have you ever seen a fat doctor? Like a doctor that has like big old sausage fingers? No, because you wouldn't want a fat doctor. Why would you want a doctor that when he went in to do surgery, he would reach and try to like do surgery on your heart, but at the same time have one pinky on your stomach? You don't want him to do that. That's too much. Like, get skinny, doctor. And then also, if you watch Grey's Anatomy, you'll notice that all those doctors are supermodels. So obviously, you have to be fit and ready to be on GQ magazine to be a doctor. So I'm trying to get to that status. But speaking of the rec center, I noticed something when I went there a week ago. Yes, it's been about a week since I've been there. Even though I know I look very toned. But last week when I went, I noticed that there was a little like section of the rec center that I never noticed before. It's right by the basketball courts. There's like this glass room sealed off from everything else. And inside of that room is all old people. Like people literally above the age of 90 and up, just going in on the treadmill, just doing their own thing. It's a beautiful thing. And I felt like mad that I couldn't be in that room with them. And so my reasoning is simple for why I wanted to be in that room. And it's not because of like, oh, there's less people in that room and I'm self-conscious when I work out. That's not the case. I know you come here and watch me drink water and you're so thirsty. Not that I'm trying to go to a party, it's just like physical thirst. But so the rec center has an old people area, and I want to be in there because I feel like all those people are literally working out strictly because they need to survive. Like they're in there to try to stay alive. Like they probably went to the doctor whole mindset that I would like to have myself. But with that, it's just weird because like when you're 90 years old, obviously you're not trying to get a girl. Like that's not one of their things that they're thinking. However, that is something I'm thinking constantly because I'm in college. So I do work out in order to find myself a woman in which I would like to marry one day. Isn't that a beautiful thing, y'all? Yes, yeah, there we go. I'm done with your name now. You're not playing me out here. But yes, I feel like one day I would like to eventually end up married with some kind of nuclear family. Do you wonder why people say nuclear family? Like it throws me off. Like why do people want a family that can be thrown into like Hiroshima? Like that shouldn't be anyone's goal at all. But here's the thing about dating that I think is really interesting. So do any of you use Tinder at all? Anyone know what Tinder is? Well, if you don't know what Tinder is, you're probably using that old gym by the Rexon right now. But Tinder is this app in which you download it, and it's basically like a dating like app thing. So you swipe to the right if you think, oh, like I would like to talk to this person, or you swipe to the left if you wouldn't like to talk to this person. And then if you have a matching like we would like to talk to each other, then you end up talking to them. And by talking to them, I mean having sex. So with Tinder, I think the thing is, Tinder really isn't any different from any other dating website. Like think about it. With eHarmony, the only difference between like eHarmony and Tinder is when you go on eHarmony, you also make a profile. But the difference is, when you're giving profiles, you click a button. You don't swipe. You click, yes, I would love to see you in person and to be able to considerately talk to you over coffee or something. I'm sure that's what adults do when they want to date. They just drink coffee. But if you say no, you're saying, no, I don't want to be seen in public with you, Mongoloid. Of course not. That's not something that I want to do. So the difference between Tinder and eHarmony is the swipe. And something I think is strange, like the swipe is such an aggressive, like, casual thing to do. Like, it's like swiping things. Like, the only thing that, like, I swipe that I can think of is, like, windshield wipers. Like, they swipe, like, bugs off a windshield. It's a disgusting, gross thing. But the other thing that swipes, I think is interesting, is Swiper the Fox swipes. So Swiper swipes. And it's interesting because, like, he's this fox that's masked and he just takes things from a little girl. That's all it does. He's just swiping things constantly. So, and it's not even things that he eats. Like, he swipes, like, dragon scales and, like, trolls items. It's like, Swiper, be on chill, bruh. Like, he's calming now. It's just such a strange thing. He swipes everything. Like, Swiper ain't got no time. He ain't got time. But yeah, so Swiper swipes. So imagine this situation. You meet your wife through Tinder, and eventually you have kids. You're sitting down with your kids, you're having a conversation, and they're like, oh, Daddy, how did you meet Mommy? So you have to sit down and explain, well, I was on this app, and I was swiping. And the first thing they think is, oh, they swiped like a lunchbox that Swiper didn't need, or they swiped like any other app that Swiper didn't need at all. And that is just such a strange dichotomy. But here's the thing that I think is something that I've been focusing on a lot with Tinder, is that swiping is love. Like, swiping is such a love thing. And so if you end up on Tinder and you do have to find somebody, swipe is love. And if you watch the show carefully, you'll notice that Swiper always swipes to the right. He's just looking at somebody, even though it's like a 11-year-old Latino girl.